out an announcement in early June letting people know that unfortunately the FDA had placed our IND application on clinical hold. Essentially what that means is that we can't actually dose patients in the US until we have that clinical hold lifted. So in practical terms for Argenica, it actually doesn't really mean anything. We weren't dosing patients in the US until, probably sort of mid to late next year anyway. And it is a bit of a challenging one. So the FDA only has 30 days in which to review an IND application. These are very, very large documents. So our document, our IND application, we had all our preclinical efficacy data in there. We had all our non-clinical data, both in our rodent and our non-human primate, everything to do with the manufacturing of the drug, everything to do with our phase 1 clinical trial, all our phase 2 protocols. So really a lot of information for the FDA to get through in the 30-day time period. So if you don't hear back from the FDA in that 30 days, the IND is automatically open. So if they do need a bit more time to look at what's in the actual application, the only option they really have open to them is to put that IND on clinical hold, give themselves more time to sort of look at what was in the application and formulate what we call the full clinical hold letter. At the moment, look, we're really cognizant of the fact that there are some really big resourcing challenges within the FDA, and we are really empathetic to that. We are dealing with the project manager, so our regulatory agent within the US is having daily sort of calls just to see if there's any updates. They did come back on Friday, they did apologise, they just said it's really, they are extremely resource constrained at the moment. And so we're just navigating slowly with them. We do have a number of avenues that we can go down to try to expedite getting that full clinical hold letter, because that's the thing that we really need to understand. What issues did they see with our IND? Where did they see those data gaps so that we can get to work addressing those in a timely manner. The roadmap from here is once we get that full clinical hold letter, we'll be able to let the market know exactly where those data gaps are that the FDA has seen and what we sort of propose to do about it. So once we get that full clinical hold letter and we do digest it, we then have 30 days to go back to the FDA and sort of propose a plan to address those sort of data deficiencies. As I mentioned in the 4C update and previously in other announcements, we have already addressed everything that the FDA had asked us to do anyway. So the reason companies have what we call pre-IND meetings is so we can get a really good sense of what the FDA already thinks of our data package and where they might see the gaps. So we have addressed all the gaps that they had historically identified. So we're really just, we're a little bit in the dark at the moment. We think we've put in a pretty solid IND application. So we're really just keen to understand from them what it is that they've seen. We'll get back to them within that 30 days around a plan to address it, and we'll of course let the market know. As soon as we know anything, look, we are equally as frustrated as investors are, but it is, we are really empathetic to the challenges that the FDA is experiencing. So we're sort of a bit slowly at the moment, and we'll try to work really collaboratively with the FDA to resolve the issue.